You know, as Dr. Kim mentioned, this is about education. This is an education center. And without understanding, we have no power to really fulfill God's providence here for Chambo. But when we understand what we're doing, then we have power. Don't you think so? Yeah. And this is the time of the day when it's most difficult to give a lecture, because you've eaten lunch, you've had a lot of enthusiastic activities in the early part of the day. So God is watching, okay? Control your body. Keep alert and give our speaker full attention. Our speaker for this lecture, a very special brother. I've just gotten to know him in the last few weeks, sent here by True Mother. He is the vice president working with Dr. Kim at the Chungshim One here in Las Vegas. Okay? He is Rev Chung, or Dr. Chung, and he'll be speaking to us now. So please welcome him up.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Compton. Today, as we understood our life and death and what it is going on, I'd like to convey to Father Moon's, Mother Moon's message. Also, same time, I'd like to introduce about several books. Some scholar, religious leader or scholar wrote the book. And then I'd like to explain about it. So one thing, as Dr. Compton mentioned about after eating lunch, it is very falling asleep. So if you're sleepy, please stand up and then go to the backside and then take a lecture. Okay, thank you. So in this morning, many of our leader, they mentioned about how could we save the people world, including spiritual world. So this is the ultimate question. Even many of the T.L. Barrett, Reverends, Archbishop Stellings, and then they are very professional about Bible and Christian. But still, we are handling how to save the many of the spirit, those who fall in the hell. This is the ultimate, researching about by Christianity. So today, I'd like to show this picture, the simple questions. Why are they born disabled? And who made their life such a disabled? So these people are congenitally disabled, born without hands and feet. And also it is a case of the person who was born normally but became disabled through the traffic accidents. Who caused this person to be born with this disability? Who caused the accident? We can ask such a question easily, but answer is not easy. So from spiritual point of view, it is said that the ancestor who sinned make their descendant born with this ability in order that the ancestor repent and reflect on their sins. Innocent descendant must indemnify the sins inherited from their ancestors. Without such a principle, they cannot solve their own destiny. So also, present-day misfortune, gun violence, and murders, tsunami king, car accident, family struggling strifes. Many of the things happen what is the cause of the conflict and struggling between husband and wife, parents and children. Behind our mind, behind our think, many of us selfish spirits have gathered and longed to liberate their resentment. These have led to accidents in traffic or struggling in the family one another. So most of these problems are caused by negative spiritual phenomena. So these spirits must be sorted out. Why do these kind of accidents happen? And who influence destiny? If you look at this photo, you can see the hand, arm, and the face of the many ghosts in the picture. The world we live in is surrounded by a lot of spiritual pollution. Resemble spirits. In the background you can see. This face, one of the spirits taken during the video shoot, are visible in the photo. We cannot see it with our physical eyes, but the camera eyes know exactly what is there. So resentment people, when they die, they cannot follow the guardian angels of the spirit realm who will guide them into the afterlife, because they want to release their anger. They cannot follow the spirit world without solving their resentment. So many spirits are always around us. Spirits who have died on earth cannot enter the spirit world unless they sort out their resentment. So evil spirit, in other words, selfish spirit, follow us again. So many spirits around us always influence our life. If we do not get rid of this evil or selfish spirit, it is hard to always live a bright and happy life. So our Father Moon mentioned about the Changpyeong works. Changpyeong work liberate many spirits that are inside the human being. There are many evil spirits in our body, but we have to push them away. Father Moon, Mother Moon, their spiritual eyes sometimes open up. They penetrate our past life. They perceive spiritual matter come to us. So when true parents' spiritual eye open, they could see many of the resentment spirit living around us. So how could we chase out from our physical body? That is why Father Moon, Mother Moon made an ancestor liberation event, ancestor blessing event. So why evil spirit influence and attacking us? Why? This is a divine principle word. Let us examine the returning resurrection of evil spirit. Why evil spirit, they are coming down again on earth. In the biblical last day, evil spirit peoples will return to evil people on earth of the same spiritual level and assist them to accomplish God's will. To receive the benefit of the returning resurrection, heaven allowed the evil spirit to torment earthly people as a punishment for their sin. The work of evil spirit may help an earthly person purge his sin in two ways. First, the spirit may trouble the earthly person directly. Second, the evil spirit may go to the spirit self of another evil person living on earth and walk through the second person to attack him. If the earth's person gradually, willingly suffer the work of the evil spirit, he or she can purge the sin. Thus, the work of evil spirit will have cast judgment on the person for his sin on behalf of heaven. Consequently, the spirit will receive the same benefit and also enter higher sphere of the benefit, resurrection. So this is a divine principle explain why evil spirit, they are walking around us. They are coming to us because they want to ask us to save themselves through the sign of the accident, through something spiritual phenomenon happen. So most of them, they are related to our ancestors. That is why we are come here to liberate them. The evil spirit in human body, centering on resentful spirit, many evil spirits the size of the ant egg or grain of the sins are settled in an orderly way in our body. If layer of evil spirit accumulate in the breast, it becomes a breast cancer. The evil spirit shown by ultrasound pictures. The reason why we become sick is because spirits are inside our body and they clog our vein, making our skin rot, and they cause all sorts of disease like a cancer and eczema. So this is a breast cancer. Also, as you can see, the right side, some Yomiuri newspaper, they made some article, something abnormal, some photo, they catch it. So this article express something abnormal thing happen in our physical body. So evil spirit make many disease like this photo was taken with an ultrasound of the stomach, and it has a human face. It was published in the Washington D.C. Higher Education newsletter and spread. Although it does not look like this, the appearance of the spirit in us are now being scientifically proven. So I'd like to introduce one book, The Unquiet Death. A psychologist found the cause of the accident to have come from a spirit by Dr. Edith Pierre. This book is compelling record of her experience in dealing with the spirit of the deceased individual who cause psychological and sometimes physical problem when they attach themselves to living person. Another book I'd like to introduce, Remarkable Healing. So, maybe, the Sumi, can you read it? It's a
Psychiatry remains an emerging discipline. Many people suffer from ailments that have no apparent cause, no obvious cure. Quite by accident, while using hypnotherapy, Dr. Modi discovered that past life regression can be a beneficial treatment. Many of these patients under hypnosis claimed to have spirits attached to their bodies and energy fields, creating psychological and physical problems. Based on years of experience, Dr. Modi describes teaching techniques that release these spirits, revealing how patients can sometimes recover within a few sessions.
Yeah, she talked about exactly, Sakuntala Modi, patient described that both earthbound and demonic entity are arranged in many layers in their body. Even she is not our church member, but she is a Hindu scholar. But sometimes her spiritual eyes open and see and recognize in our body that a lot of some selfish or evil spirit or some resentment spirit exists. That is cause of our sick or cancer. So, but she didn't, mention about how to deal such a evil spirit. So the reason evil spirit come to us is to save them. But even when the evil spirit speak, we do not perceive it. So by causing a big event or accident, evil spirit, they express, I'm here, listen to me. The evil spirit tried to convey their message too strongly to us. So why we need to liberate our ancestors? Father Moon said like this,
People who will save spirits who are in hell. People who have gone to the spirit world cannot resolve the sins they committed on earth. Therefore, unless someone on earth takes responsibility, the people in the spirit world cannot be liberated. All people living on earth must clear up the sins they have committed before they can go to the heavenly kingdom. Then who on earth, as a representative of history, can clear up the sins that corrupted everything? This must be done by some person, some religion or organization, but the religions and people living on this earth today do not know about this mission. Since only the Unification Church knows about this, we who know should take responsibility.
Yeah, this is a Father Moon exactly mentioned about. Someone who more deeper, higher, secret, confidential of the God and spiritual world, they have to do because of their portion of responsibility. That is why the Father Moon, Mother Moon, they found many of the secret spiritual world. So as a Messiah, as a Savior, as a true parents, how could they save such a many of the spirit, those who fall in the hell? That is why we came here to liberate our ancestors. In the Bible, does not mention how to chase out evil spirit. If you read Mark chapter 5 and 13, Jesus, gave them the permission, and evil spirit came out and went into the pig. The herd, about the 2,000 in the number, rushed down the steep bank into the lake and were drowned. Based upon the Mark chapter, many of the Christians do not know how to handle with the impulse, the spirit. They are only driven out from the man's body. Then evil spirit infiltrated into the man's body again. True parents educate impulse sin at the spiritual training center, and then they change their mindset, and then they persuade the evil spirit to change their mindset into the goodness spirit. This is our true parents conducted so far. Since 1998, we started this ancestor liberation and blessing ceremony. Another Bible, God, the ultimate ancestor of the human being, saved Jesus when Jesus went to crucifixion. Act 5, chapter 30. The God of our Father raised Jesus from the dead, whom you had killed by hanging him on a tree. The ancestor of a human being is heavenly parents, ultimately ancestor. Such a God saving of Jesus is showing us the exemplary path we must make to save the soul falling into the darkness in spiritual world. There are already stories of the ancestor in the Bible. Just as God raised the spiritually dead in this way, true parents eventually resurrect evil spirit through the ancestor liberation ceremony. That is what we do. Yeah, we have a lot of sacrifice, a lot of living for sake of many of our ancestors, someone who are falling the hand. Yeah, please read it, Father's word.
When you go to the Chung Training Center, you must participate in ancestor liberation ceremonies and blessing ceremonies. Provided your ancestors liberated and blessed quickly, as blessed ancestors in the angelic world, they will do the work of protecting the blessed families on earth. Accordingly, there will be no hardships on earth, and you will escape from the realm where Satan can invade. If you do not do that, you cannot escape, and you will remain as you are in Satan's world.
So, as a blessed family, so we saved many of our evil spirit from the hell, and then we spent a lot of finance, a lot of donation to save them. This is a condition. But when you die, maybe you will be given such a grace if you got such a resentment, if you do not release as a perfect spirit, if you do not become the perfect spirit, if you provide such a love to the others, you will be given such a love by others. What the Bible said. That is why we are living for sake of others. That is why true parents emphasize this ancestor liberation.
Most of our ancestors are uncomfortable in the spirit world. Ancestors' liberation is shifting to training center of heaven. Hell doors are opened by true parents after the proclamation ceremony of the spiritual world. Hyojinim Timonim has authority to send the spirits who are in hell and the groundless ghost spirit to Spirit World's training center. When we do the work of Chanang sessions, the angels and the absolute spirit's descendants come down and take the evil spiritual men who are in our bodies to the spirit world.
Yeah. Angels, Hyojinim, who is the first son of the true parent, Hungjinim, second son of the true parent, Daimonim, true mother's mother, they all sacrifice their life for living for sake of the world. That is why they qualify to come down on earth to save, to lift up evil spirit to the spiritual education center, to change, to give them to educate about this truth. So how to ancestor liberation? It is a Chanang session. Okay, Sumi.
Large numbers of spirits enter the body of each person. The spiritual works at Chongpyeong removes these spirits, and beams of light created by true parents guide those spirits, enabling them to ascend upward from hell into the spirit world.
Yeah, when you're doing the Chanang session, even we cannot see, but some of you can see the spiritual eyes open. Light come from the spiritual world to here, not this type of the electric light. In this way, when we do Chanang work, true Father descend here, IPEC, from spiritual realm, with the Hyojinim, Hungjinim, Daimonim, and absolute ancestor, and angel too. So we have conducted a 40-minute this morning, right? Chanang session. Tomorrow morning from 8:30, we're going to do again Chanang session 1 hour. Then many of the spiritual phenomena happen. Some of you already perceive, already experience of this. Chanang means clapping, hand clapping, and they, hit your body to separate from the evil spirit from your body. So evil spirit who do not follow the guidance angels require us to be forced to separate from our body. The separate spirit are taken by angel to the spiritual realm, to the Hungjinim Training Center. When you lay on the person's back, then angels enter. So you pull out evil spirit and take them to the spiritual fountain, all the heavenly realms. When they bring many evil spirit to the world, then they put in their spiritual training center to 100 days, educate of divine principle and truth of the spiritual world, and then true parents' words. In Chanang session, there are a lot of many angels descend from heaven. You can see, and the angel breaks through many spirits that take the main, strong, stubborn, evil spirit in our body. When you hit the hand, because of the evil spirit, they are accumulated mostly in the part of the brain and hand in order to control, in order to manipulate our body. They want to release their resentment through our implement, our life of the act. So you need to hit your focus on hand is better. The shoulder, chest, stomach, arms next. Okay, Sumi.
Chanang seen from Oriental medicine's perspective. When you Chanang, hitting body's meridians, is one of the health exercises that improves blood circulation while tapping our own body. Pathway for the body's blood flow and energy, the meridian point goes all around the body and connects all the muscles, skin, and organ systems. By hitting on the meridians, we can bring the energy and blood to a vibration point and cleanse the body from toxins and diseases.
Yeah, when you do the Chanang session, hitting your body's meridian, and then your blood, more quickly, fastly, run around, and then your temperature become more higher, and then you're going to be healthy. Well, we took our body after the Chanang, before the Chanang, and the ultrasound picture they took out. This is a result of before our body, the temperature is such a low, left and right side, they're blue. But after the Chanang session, mostly they change it, red. It means our blood circulation in our body is going well. So this is a fact of the scientific way how Chanang is work well for our health. So those process ancestor liberation and the blessing ceremony. I'd like to read it. The process of ancestor liberation and blessing. Let us consider the process of the ancestor liberation and blessing ceremony by examining this flow chart. After the liberation ceremony, the liberated ancestors go to the training center in the spiritual world to receive education and to clean up their sin, except for the original sin. After the 100th day from the liberation ceremony, they can come to the Changpyeong Heaven and Earth Training Center to get your ancestor blessing. Once they come down to the training center to receive the blessing, the moment they smell the holy wine, their original sin is removed, meaning they become blessed family. After this, they go to the 40-day workshop for blessed family in the training center in the spirit world. After the 40-day, blessed ancestor will send to your home. So Reverend Moon said, your ancestors want to living together their descendants because one family under God. Today, Dr. Young emphasized, where is the kingdom of heaven? In the family. You serve your husband and wife as a God. You serve your children as a God. Then there is no struggling, conflict exists. So same as exactly invisible our ancestors, they are part of our family. So that is why Reverend Moon emphasized we have to figure it out, resentment spirit in the spiritual world.
Struggle between good spirits and evil spirits. Just as evil spirits become attached to and enter people on earth, good spirits also enter people and coach them. We can expel evil spirits who have entered men and women so that good spirits who receive the blessing can supervise earth and protect us.
Yeah, sometimes if you make a good thing for living for sake of others, some dedication your life for the providence of God, then many of the good ancestors come down to your body. But if you made a mistake sometime, if you do some unprincipled way, then evil energy come into your body and occupy and control. I'd like to show the one video tape. When I've been the Benin, I read the ancestor liberation ceremony. But last ancestor liberation ceremony, we prayed to our ancestor. Thank you. And I will really liberate you. You come down after 100 days and then walking with me. Then suddenly, spirit calm, descend. And then many of the African, they're very spiritual. That they do not controlled by their body. Okay? So I'd like to show this video, but sound is, I'm not sure. Anyway. Okay, more sounds drop. She cannot control right after ancestor liberation. On behalf of true parents, I touch her head and pray. Shout, God, true parents, help this woman. But behind there, some of the women fall down and then screaming and twist her body. And even one man cannot come down to her. And two people went to her and be comfortable her, but still. So, evil ancestors still, they come in. I don't want to leave to this body. Leave alone, like this, okay? So, many spiritual things happen if you go to Africa. So this is a general thing in the spiritual world's phenomena. So who saved the spiritual world? This is the true parents. That is why true parents emphasize the secret of the spiritual world. Then we believe the true parents. Also, we have a spiritual experience too. That is why we come here to liberate our ancestors. Let's offer big applause to the true parents, the heavenly parent today. Thank you. Yeah, this is another true parents' word.
Open door of Spirit's blessing ceremony. Through true parents' direction and declaration, saints, sages, people who live the religious life, and those conscientious young people who died before the age of 16 and are carrying bitter sorrow because of their early death, and all other spirits in the spirit world can now receive the blessing. I liberated the ancestors of all nations, making it possible for them to go through the borders of the spirit world. Furthermore, I opened the door so that all of those ancestors can now receive the blessing.
So before 1999, true parents did not mention about ancestor blessing. Even 16, those who died before 16, even we did not matching spiritual marriage. But after that certain period passed, 2001, true parents started matching spiritual marriage. Even our Hongjinim second son, he got the Hunsungnim and the spiritual marriage with an elderly person. Well, if we do not know, how could it possible? But if we know the spiritual world, then it's understandable. So that is why we need to study. We are very ignorant about spiritual world. Most of the people, modern people, they believe in scientific way, with a proof, with the evidence. But such a person has also limited, because they only believe the scientific way. But what about the feeling of the windy? What about the smelling of the sun, air? You cannot see, but you feel something. They are existing. Electric frequency too. Gas too. So that is why still invisible thing exists around us in the spiritual world too. That is why we really try to perceive spiritual world. If you such a mind open, then I'm guaranteed you will have some spiritual experience. This is a true mother's word.
We have the responsibility to liberate the spirit world. This is the reason why we have to do ancestor liberation and blessing. This is only possible in Cheongpyeong.
So Cheongpyeong, South Korea located, but recently this year, April 3rd, Chu mother came to Las Vegas and established Cheonsimon. So another Cheonsimon made by Chu mother in Las Vegas. It is amazing grace. It is a miracle because this is another center of the liberation of the spirit. As you know, Las Vegas, I read some book, history of the Las Vegas. How could they establish this city? And then many people, they are dying near here. Many of the earlier time, 19th century, they came to the western side to the Los Angeles from the New York to make some miner or some gold and silver frozen. Then they need to take a rest at some place. Gradually, one another people living here near this area, and then finally they made the big city like Las Vegas. Anyway, so we need to really proud of this ancestral liberation and blessing. Many of you, after the ancestral liberation, you have some dream. Your ancestor appear in your dream and they bow to you or express thank you. This is one of the spiritual phenomena to you.
On September 20th, 2018, at the Cheonjeonggun, Chu parents said, all members of the unification family of the world have to be registered in the Chombo Won through the completion of ancestor liberation and blessing of 430 generations until year 2020 Foundation Day.
Well, our true parents declare we have to conduct our portion of responsibility as a tribal messiahship, as a national messiahship, as a worldwide messiahship, as a cosmic messiahship. We save the people. We save the spirit. Those who complete the 430 generation ancestral liberation, they are qualified to register Chombo building. This is a family lineage tree buildings. Then you are proven, you are Messiah, tribal Messiah. Because of the thousands of the ancestors, they really witness to you. They really prove you are the tribal Messiah. So how does ancestral liberation blessing? Tomorrow we are going to morning, the ancestral liberation, afternoon, ancestral blessing ceremony. From the 1 to such generation, MC going to announce the ancestor enter. Then ancestor, they are coming with such an invisible appearance. But if your spiritual eyes open, you could see they are coming to and stand up beside right side. And then like this, right side they stand in. And then we are going to do holy wine ceremony. Then our staff will distribute the holy wine to you. And then you can hold. Then also when MC mentioned, you offer the holy wine top of your head, like a level of top of your head. Then your ancestor come down to take this holy wine, and then they are really reborn. They are really resurrected through drinking of the holy wine. They are become the true children of the God in the spiritually. So, and then after the wine ceremony, holy water ceremony we're going to do. So our step, scatter holy water to top of your heads, and also same time your ancestor receive the holy water too. Then your ancestor going to be absolute ancestor. Also after the 100th day, they are coming down to you. Then they want to living with you because they are really communicate with earth and the spiritual world. That if you make some Hyojangwon, which is your ancestor house in the home, you will feel many of the good fortune happen, many good things happen to you. This is a true parent's word.
Absolute good spirits, cooperation, and protection. The purpose of hosting Hyeojongwon is to provide a place where ancestors can rest when they come to your house. From here, I will always help and cooperate with you as you go back and forth between the spirit realm and the earth. The standard of living in the era of Chon Il-guk. We are living in the realm of God's dark dominion following 10th anniversary of True Father's ascension. God's providence of restoration has been completely accomplished. We have to live happily. However, even now we are unable to be happy, and there are families unable to live a joyous life. Among such families, there are cases in which they could not complete their mission as tribal messiahs yet. Therefore, we must do the ancestor liberation and blessing ceremonies, and we must fulfill our responsibility as tribal messiahs on earth. We must carry out the following 3 types of life models. 1. A life of heavenly parent, true parents, and high noon settlement. We must not commit sin to lead a life of high noon settlement. We must absolutely become one with true parents. We must have absolute faith regarding true parents. 2. A principled life. Knowing the principle is important. However, it is more important to practice the principle, and it is our responsibility to do so to enter heaven. 3. A life of completing the family. We must witness to our relatives, have them participate in the blessing ceremony, and drink the holy wine. Then we can complete our own families. Chonshinwon prayer devotion.
Yeah, this is absolute God, good spirit, and cooperate with their descendant. That is why we need to ancestor liberation. That is why we need to living together with our ancestors. Before I close my lecture, I'd like to share a private experience of my elder brother. 4 years ago, he passed away with a colon cancer. Then suddenly he revealed to me, I'm not talking about dream, I'm talking about real world. In Chongpyeong, there is a Cheonsimon. In front of the Cheonsimon, while we're walking, the spirit of my elder brother come to me. Then it was very warm, but very, very respectable to me. And then some message sounds. My name is Jinhwa. I'm surprising in the daytime, not nighttime. Okay? I'm scared even daytime. Who called me? Nobody there. I'm running, rush. Because of scary, honestly speaking. It's the first time in my life. Then I sit in the office and focus on my job, something to do. But still going on. Sounds come again. Jinhwa, please help me. Oh my God, please help me. Then the same fellow working together in the office. Then I couldn't stay there because I was nervous. That I, step out of my office and then walk around in the mountain something, and then talking to my elder brother. What should I do? Why you disturbing me? Huh? Give me alone. Get out of here. But he said, no, only you can save me. Only you can help me. What about your wife? What about your children? You got 3 children, 1 wife. Why me? And he said, because you understood my situation. You know well about me more than my wife. Oh my God. Honestly speaking, he do not have a good relationship with a wife and husband. He do not have a good relationship with children and parents. Because he, honestly speaking, he bankrupt when he tried his business, like a flower shop, bankrupt. He borrowed money from bank, invest the stock market, already gone, money lost. Many of the resentments accumulate in his mind. Then starting struggle, husband and wife, because my wife always talk about, why don't you give us some living expense for children? Me? Are you husband? Something like this. Then are you arguing start again? I hurt because 3 years we are living together. Then I felt something wrong. Even he's a second gen. He was born in the church like me. We believed we do not have original sin, but real spiritual is different. Then he come down to again, priest. Then okay, I can liberate you. Then I started the writing of the wish paper. Then one time he came to me in the dream, at the time, in the dream, thank you. But after the several months ago, later, he came again. One time liberation of the wish paper is not enough. Please continue. Oh my God. Real story, whether you believe or not. And then I did it again. I did again. Then I testified my story in the international conference that was April 21st, midnight. Then True Mother might be took my testimony. Then the other day, last of the international leaders conference day, True Mother came and then she called my name. Where is Chung Jinhwa? From now on, I appoint you American branch chairman. Stand up. I felt very shame. Oh my God, why she called me? I'm enough to focus on Africa. Even Africa is not easy. See the video? Many things happen. Sometimes big woman stand up and beat me, and then what can I do? I'm such a small, but big woman. Oh my God, it's almost hell. So, real story I'm talking about. Yeah, Andy and Hajang, and then I invited from Africa, my staff. They are witness. They saw how I did it in the Africa. Many of the spiritual things happen. So, this is a real story. No matter who you are, position of the high society in church, you die someday. You got a big trouble. If you do not good relationship with one another, or husband and wife, and children and husband, I'm guaranteed. Who going to release your resentment? This is a big trouble. This is a big trouble. Also, second gen, who is a retired, I don't want to say something, name. He's one of the second gen. He's a lawyer, attorney. But his father appeared to him. Same, exactly same. You have to do for me. No, I'm busy. Then after that, he got a car accident. Not only him, his wife, the car accident. He revealed again in his dream, if you do not accept my proposal, I'm not guaranteed you are alive on earth. Wow. Wow. He's rich because he's loyal. Then he came to the champion. Oh my God. He testified this testimony. Then I found it. It's not only me. Only me. Okay? So this kind of thing happened really even here, there, all over the world. That is why most of you come here. Already you got a lot of similar, spiritual experience. Don't you? Right. That's right. That is why we really sincerely, we pray to our ancestors and we save them. Then we become the stand of the tribal Messiah, national Messiah, world Messiah, cosmic Messiah. You will be given by someone if you offer your love to others. What Bible exactly said. That is why we believe true parents' word. That is why we believe the spiritual. That is why I came and applied our ancestors. So from tomorrow, we are going to start the morning to afternoon ancestor liberation, ancestor blessing ceremony. Also after this lecture, also Hyojong wish paper Yes, still I'm writing each month of 25th. 25th, you know what day? The wage come inside my bank account. Come in. Then I took out money right away, $100, writing. But before writing, I'd meditate. Call my elder brother. Okay, talk to me. What do you want to write? What do you want to release? I'm not kidding you. Yeah, I do. Then I feel something and then writing. Then this is real. One thing I writing, because he want to, third generation, want to get back to the church side, because they are mostly living outside. Then I write, okay. Then 2 months later, they contact us, my sons and my cousins, and then they joined our wedding party of the blessing, third generation. Wow, miracle gradually happened to me. Still going on. So don't give up until you die. Please save the many of the Spirit. And then you will receive a lot of blessing from God. Okay? Thank you.